Hey, everybody, and welcome to Coffee with Carl. It is February 22nd, Tuesday. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, all 5 of you. And I know 2 of them is my wife and daughter, because my daughter doesn't have school today. So hello, guys, and thanks for tuning in. We've got a great show today. I'm very excited. I'm drinking tea, so it's not Coffee with Carl. It is just Tea with Carl. But I did want to give a quick shout out to Eco Coffee House, my favorite coffee spot. They're not open on Tuesdays, so I'll never be drinking Eco Coffee House. But over the weekend, stopped down there and also stopped down to Dude's Donuts, which is out of control good. So if you're around on the weekends, I think Susan from Eco Coffee House hooked it up with them where they are there on Saturdays and Sundays from like 9 to 2. Their raised sugar donut is heavenly. It's out of this world, especially if you get a little warm. It's so, so good. But anyways, we've got a great show. Let's get it kicking.
It's the time of the week once again. Attention please, it's Coffee with Carl. For all of you who need a helping hand in real estate world, it's Coffee with Carl. Whether you're selling or buying, there's so many things to consider. Grab a paper and pen and your favorite brew. There's informative recaps coming live to you. It's the time of the week once again. It's Coffee with Carl.
So we got a great show today. We are going to start off with some breaking news, like we always do. Then I've got an interview for our new local leader segment. We've got an interview with First Selectman Ryan Curley, First Selectman of Portland, which is about a 10-minute interview, which is great. And then after that, we're going to do questions with Carl, as we always do. So I will take your live questions if you're thinking about them. Our phone number is 860-813-CARL. That's 860-813-CARL. Let me throw up the thing there. You can call don't call any time because we're going to have the segment with Ryan Curley. But as that segment wraps up, give us a call. We can take your calls live on the air. But right now, let's get into the news. So, what's happening in news? This past week, we had the Super Bowl, which was great, and it was a really good game. I'm not a huge football fan. I used to be a larger football fan, but had a great time watching it. But we gave away a 65-inch TV and wings from the Glastonbury office, Wendy Lang, and I wanted to just share with you guys the announcement.
The winner of the Super Bowl giveaway, which is a 65-inch TV and wings from Giovanni's, our local favorite, is Alyssa Cushman. She says, "Go Rams." Stafford fan since day one. He deserves it. Alyssa Cushman, I think you possibly entered on Facebook, so I'll reach out to you there. But Alyssa Cushman, you are our winner of this awesome Super Bowl prize.
Congratulations.
We're gonna have so much fun.
So there was Alyssa with her 65-inch TV. We had over 200 entries into that contest, which was kind of amazing, but the odds were really good to win. So it was like a 1 in 200. Big thanks to Wendy Lang, who she's an agent with us. It was her idea for the giveaway. And Jackie Post, who runs The Scoop in Glastonbury. If you're not following The Scoop, you should go and follow and like and subscribe to The Scoop on Instagram and Facebook. She's got all the scoops. So I get a lot of inside Glastonbury information from Jackie Post at The Scoop. So that was a really fun thing. The game was great. I'm a huge fan of Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and stuff, so I loved the halftime show. I know that was kind of controversial if it was good or not, but let me know if you guys liked it or not. And so now we're going to get right into our main segment because it is a bit of a longer segment, and it is our interview with First Selectman Ryan Curley in Portland. So let's do that, and then after that, stick around for Questions with Carl. Okay, so we are here with First Selectman of Portland, Ryan Curley. And Ryan, I'd like to thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Carl. Happy to be here.
Excellent. So our first question, and nobody knows my interview style yet, so I'm a hard-hitting interview guy. So my first question, because this is Coffee with Carl, is it's actually a three-parter. 1, do you drink coffee? 2, what kind of coffee do you drink, or where's your favorite cup of coffee? And 3, how much coffee do you think a human should consume in a day?
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, I do drink coffee. I drink I would say a large cup every day. I typically make coffee at my house in the morning, but I do frequent Dunkin' Donuts here in town. I've been, Millillies is great for coffee. I know that, Sarah's on Main. We have plenty of, great spots in town for coffee, but usually in the mornings these days, I make coffee and I have a big mug at my house, and I finish that, and that's it for the day. I'm not one of those guys that just continually drinks coffee all day. But no, I do enjoy coffee. So
when you say one of those guys, are you implying something like?
I don't know. I see the mug the cup over there. So you could be one of those guys.
I'm one of those guys, man. I love coffee. I'll drink it all day long, and I shouldn't. Okay, so you were the town clerk for how long?
6 years.
Okay, and now you're the first selectman, and that's been since November, right? That's
correct.
Yep. Yeah. So how is it going?
I'd say pretty good so far. I mean, it's certainly, I would say, a lot different from the clerk's office. The role of a first selectman really it encompasses a lot more than just one department. You're really overseeing many different departments in the town and representing the town in outside organizations as well. And so yeah, it's been busy. I've been enjoying it. There's been a lot going on. We want to continue the progress that's being made here in Portland, but so far so good. And we did just get a new town clerk. I don't know if you heard that Michael Tierney in town is our new town clerk, and I've been working I've known Michael for many years, and he's doing a great job so far, and we're happy to have him at Town Hall. So I think that is great for Town Hall to have that department running again, but at full employment.
Okay, let me ask you this. How many people per day would you say come into your office to complain, and how do you get them out? Do you have a trap door that just like shoots them through the ground, or?
No. I mean, and everyone's honestly welcome. I have an open door policy here at Town Hall. I would say that I get a lot of emails, though. The number of emails that I get is significant. So, but no, my door is always open. People will call me with the situations or email me or send me a Facebook message. I mean, I would say I'm fairly easy to get a hold of. So yeah, if someone wants to tell me something or really anything, they can get a hold of me.
Yeah, you're a really accessible guy, which I think a lot of people like. That's what I've heard from some of the other residents in town, that appreciate that about you. And you can be accessed in lots of different ways. So, I mean, I think that's a double-edged sword for you. I would close myself off and have like guards and everything like that. But so in terms of real estate, something that I often get asked is, why should somebody choose Portland over surrounding towns? What would you say to somebody who asked that?
Well, certainly, and obviously I'm biased. I did grow up in this town as well, which I think makes me even more biased. I think that we have a lot to offer here in Portland from our school system. We have some amazing schools. We have some wonderful businesses, and we're close to so many things too. It's we still are able to retain our small town charm, but we're right next to Middletown. We're not far away from Hartford, and even the cities. I think we're halfway between Boston and New York, just about. So we're very well located, and really it's also a community here. So I think we have some amazing people here in town. And I've been blown away. One of the cool things about my job is that I see so many people who really want to make the town a better place, and they have their own ways of doing it. Whether we have a complete streets group that are focused on improving our roads and sidewalks and crossways, and we have an airline trail group that's working to expand and extend our airline trail here in town. And all of these different groups are community driven. They're people in town that just want to make the town a better place. And I think that says a lot about the community that we live in. So, Portland is a very special place. And I know we have a lot of people that are moving in town or considering moving in town, and we would like to encourage them to do so and welcome everyone.
Well, that's a great answer. And I think, in order for people to move into town, we need more houses on the market. So if you could mess up the town somehow, so more people want to move out, I could get more people coming in. I'm just kidding. Don't mess up the town. But I agree with you that is an excellent thing about Portland is the community, because there really is a very vibrant volunteering group of people, in all different respects to the things going on. And it's a great, there really is a sense, and of course I'm biased as well. I grew up there. There really is a true sense of community, I think, in Portland that is hard to replicate in other places. So let me ask you, in terms of the future of Portland, what do you see? What's your vision, or what are your goals? What do you see for the future?
Well, I would say right now, stability for our water customers in town. So that was something that was an issue that I ran on. That's something that we've been working on currently. And so when you look at some of the business that we've brought into town, and I think we've had a lot of success recently, most encouraging is the ongoing work at Brainerd Place in town on Route 66. And so there's been talk about ways that we can find our own water source here in town. And that would kind of set the stage. It would give stability for our customers, but it may also end up allowing us to expand water along Route 66, which would help our economic development in town. I still think that is a long-term goal, but the first thing that we need to do is we need to figure out a way to get our own costs in check before we can expand. We need to have a water source. So that's been something that I've been working on. And so it was ongoing. Former First Selectwoman Susan Bransfield had secured a grant from the Department of Public Health, and so we're continuing that work. We're meeting right now with some engineering firms that are potentially will be guiding us through this process. So it's all good stuff, but that's been one of my focuses here. And then we also have a group in town, or I should say our superintendent also has a facilities study and committee going on right now, looking at our schools. There was a report that a few of our schools have some aging issues that happens over time. And so we're looking at ways that we can address all of that. And we're looking to have this report that will be submitted to both the Board of Education and the Board of Selectmen in June. So that's going to give us kind of a guideline for where the future of our schools should be headed to. So those are the two biggest issues right now: water,
Gotcha.
water, and the future of our schools.
Yeah, and I think that water is kind of a double combination issue, right? So it's like working on our infrastructure, getting our house in order, but at the same time looking at the future in terms of development and helping to bring in some businesses along that Route 66 corridor, which obviously the more commercial that can come, it can help take the burden of taxes off some of the taxpayers and grow the grand list and all that good stuff. So that's awesome. Yep. Now, let me ask you this question that I've been pondering all morning. Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck, and why?
Definitely 100 duck-sized horses.
Okay. And why is that?
Well, for one, I'd be interested to see what a miniature duck-sized horse would look like, and then 100 of them. I mean, I don't know. Maybe 100 of them could take me, but I think I could pull through that, Carl.
Well, that's an interesting question. That's an interesting answer. I think you're wrong. The horse-sized duck is the correct answer because potentially you could lasso it and tame it and ride it, a la Battle Cat and He-Man. Well, at least that's my thoughts on it. But it's an interesting point of view. I do want to thank you for coming on the show, Ryan. I know you got a ton of stuff to do. You're very busy. Any parting thoughts or anything you want to say to all of our 10 viewers?
No, thank you for having me, Carl, and we'll continue to get work done here, and hopefully we'll continue to have a lot of progress here in town. That's for sure.
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan. Hey, have a good one.
Thank you, Carl.
All right. So I'd like to thank Ryan Curley for joining us on that local leader segment. He's doing a good job. He's brand new in there. I think he's got a lot of good plans. That water system is definitely interesting to see how he can come up with a plan with that. I do think it's probably the biggest issue that Portland faces right now is figuring out that water and rising water costs and things of that nature. And he also had an interesting answer to the 100 duck-sized horses / one horse-sized duck question, which he thinks he could take 100 duck-sized horses, which is a lot of duck-sized horses. Let me know what you guys think in terms of who you'd rather fight, if it's 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck. I do think the one horse-sized duck is the way to go. But anyways, without further ado, we're going to bring in questions with Carl. Give me a shout when you... So the phone lines are open. Oh, hold on. Let me turn on the call anytime things. The phone lines are open. We have a call here. Let's open it up. All right. Let's put on speakerphone. And Coffee with Carl, you're on the air. Oh, hold on. I have to put on speakerphone. Hold on. Okay, Coffee with Carl, you're on the air.
Hello, my name's Rita. I just moved here from England. I'm looking for an apartment.
Oh, Rita from England. You're looking for an apartment, huh? And what what type of apartment are you looking for?
Well, I want one that takes some animals. I have quite a few animals.
What kind of animals do you have?
Well, I have 3 baby koala bears and 1 miniature giraffe.
Oh, that's quite interesting. And you have a miniature giraffe. That's something I've never heard of.
Yes, they're quite rare.
Quite rare?
Yes, quite rare.
Is your real name Rita?
Yes.
And how old are you, Rita?
I am 75.
75. Wow. Well, I'd like to welcome you from England. I love this call. I have a feeling that this is my daughter crank calling me. Is that true?
Oh, no, definitely not.
Definitely not. And Rita, you're laughing now.
No, I'm not.
Well, Rita, I'm going to take down your name and number, and I'll give you a shout back.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for your call, Rita.
You're welcome.
All right, bye. Love you.
Bye.
Oh, I just told Rita I love her. That definitely was my daughter. So she does not have school today, and she crank called me. She's the first one to crank call me. So kudos to her. Thank you, honey. I loved every second of that. She does. Oh, and look at that. You're getting compliments online. Your accent is amazing. I love that you have 3 koala bears and a miniature giraffe. Rentals are very hard right now, getting serious. We'll have to see what we can find you. Any other calls? I'm glad you guys were able to call in, and I hope you're having a great day. I don't think there's any other calls, so I'm going to end it here because I have an 11:30 meeting. We'll be back next week with another episode of Coffee with Carl. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and I really enjoy producing this show. If you have suggestions, don't hesitate to give me a call. I'd like to thank Ryan Curley for doing the interview with me. I'd like to thank everybody who helps me with it. Sierra, my wife, my daughter, Christopher Parker, who made all of our intros and everything like that. It's really great. And I will see you guys next week.
It's the time of the week once again. Attention please, it's Coffee with Carl. For all of you who need a helping hand in real estate world, it's Coffee with Carl. Whether you're selling or buying, there's so many things to consider. Grab a paper and pen and your favorite brew. There's informative recaps coming live to you. It's the time of the week once again. It's Coffee with Carl.